Alright, so I just wanted to give a couple tips on watching film, reasons why I think it's good, and ways you can utilize it to kind of separate yourself from everybody else. So obviously, in a game is so fast paced and you don't really have time to just kind of think about what you're doing good, what you're doing bad. So by going back and watching that film, you can really sit down and watch each possession with more focus and really see what's going on, what you're missing that you're not seeing in games, so that the next game you can improve upon that. So obviously, a popular way for watching film is just watching yourself, right? So what are you doing when you're watching film? Usually there's two main areas you want to look at. So that would be the good tendencies you have and the bad tendencies. So the good tendencies, which most people just look at the bad, would be what do you do well, right? So say you're great in transition, you're great at getting to the rim, you're great at drawing fouls, right? But you notice you don't really do it enough. So now you can use that strength that you have in a game and really utilize it more. So by giving yourself a mental note and saying, I need to attack the rim more or I need to get out and transition more, is a great way to play to your strengths more than normal. And the other way you can watch film on yourself is obviously watch the bad tendencies, the mistakes, stuff like that. So obviously something you can notice is you always drive to your right, you never drive to your left. Or just a little tweak on your jump shot. Certain situations you turn the ball over, right? So when you go back and watch these mistakes you make and stuff like that, these are things that you can directly take and put them straight into your training and put it into work when your practice is over, before practice and stuff like that. So say you're turning the ball over a lot in pick and roll situations, right? Say you turn the ball over a lot when you're trying to dip it down to the big guy or when you're trying to kick it out. Go into practice, take your big man or just put someone in the corner and just go through that situation and make sure that you are more accurate with that pass, you're getting that pass there in time. But you can take what you see in games that you're making mistakes on, not only make a mental note of it, but directly apply it into your training throughout the season when you have time. So obviously another popular one that everyone loves to do is watching highlights of other people. So that could be watching people in the NBA, college, or even other high school games, right? And a lot of times people love to pick up on the new moves, learn the new moves and stuff like that, right? Which is great, and I think that's a very important part. But the part a lot of people miss is why and when they do that move, right? So say you learn a new move. Say you learn whatever, the between the legs pullback dribble, right? And now that you learn the move, you go and practice it, you're getting better at it, and now you just want to use it in games over and over and over again, but you're not using it at the right time because you didn't pay attention to why and when they use that move, right? So when you're going through these moves and you're learning these new moves, make sure you're stopping it and looking at where the defense is and in the certain situation they're in, right? So when you see that move, go and replay it, look at the defense. Look at what's causing them to do this move and in what situation. So I think that's a very overlooked part of people watching film. They love to just pick up on the moves and learn the moves, but you got to know when to use these moves or else they're useless, right? So I think watching game situations is a great way to get mental reps and to increase your basketball IQ, right? So if you're a point guard, you should know and go through every single possible option off a pick and roll, and you should know every single read that you have going off a screen in any situation, right? So once you get into a game, you instinctually know, and you've seen it hundreds of times, that once that defender tries to go under that screen, you already know you're shooting it. Or when you come off of that screen, that help guy from the corner comes, automatic kick out.